Welcome back, y'all. Stizzy here with Master Detective Archives Raincoat Plus, and we are back here in the Gima District, where Halara Nightmare, Detective Extraordinaire, has agreed to help us out with our investigation of the recent Nail Man murder, but only if we meet her price, or his price, I don't know. Shinigami brought up the question of whether Halara was actually a male or a female, but I just guess I assumed she was a woman because she's looks like one and is voiced by one. So anyway, I don't know. I'll just stick with it's a girl. She's a girl for now to make things less confusing. But hey, that wouldn't be the first time that Spike Chunsoft game has thrown in a trans character, and it's always done, or well, the one time that I can remember was actually done quite well, and it was actually a big part of a case and investigation and all that, and it was relevant to the story. So, but anyway, that's a tangent. I don't know why Shinigami threw that out there, but anywho, we are heading back to the agency because Fukao was originally asked us to go gather the master detectives are up, so let's head on back there. I suppose I could fast travel now that I think about it. But this looks new. This Terrabozu looks miserable. Probably not much fun being hanged by the neck, huh?
Hey!
Cut it out. I don't want to get cursed. Meat buns, get your delicious meat buns here. I wonder if there's anything new in the Kamazaki district. I've done a few requests, and like the tutorial said, you can only do requests in a single chapter. Like every chapter has their own requests, and if you don't finish them, then that's too bad. Gotta do them within that chapter. And I'm just heading just straight for the icon I just noticed. I need to get underground, I know that.
Master, you gotta hurry!
What is your rush? We're going. We're at the riverbank.
It's the Peacekeepers. Stay hidden.
Huh? Oh, right. Chief. And that peacekeeper from the clock tower.
Seth Burroughs. A high-ranking Peacekeeper. He's quite infamous for being sly and persistent.
Well, we sure got some heavy rain again, huh? The humidity makes my hair fuzzier than normal.
I don't care.
Huh? What did you say?
I don't care. More importantly, you sent your detectives to interfere with the Nailman case, didn't you? We have witnesses.
Why are you yelling in a microphone? I'm like 2 feet from you.
Now that you mention it, there was a case like that before. Oh, wait, no. I don't know anything.
This flower, it's beautiful, isn't it?
Which one? You have a bouquet of them.
Huh?
Created by Amaterasu Corp's research, this precious work of art is adapted to Kanai Ward's environment. But unfortunately, once picked, it can only maintain its beauty for 3 hours. When something beautiful withers, it fills me with an inexplicable
I don't follow.
Well, luckily we have a sub,
The
so
Nailman affair will be handled by the Peacekeepers. You and your team will withdraw immediately. Bring in the detectives you sent out. The Peacekeepers will take custody of them.
Hold on! I don't know what detectives you're talking about, and I don't know where any of them are.
I'll wait until this flower withers. You have 3 hours. I'll not wait a second longer. If you fail to meet my demands, you will suffer the same fate as this flower.
Fine, I get it, but...
I'll be picked and put in an arrangement.
One more time?
He's gone.
Why did he have to pick a whole bunch of them and make a bouquet to illustrate his point?
Are you alright?
Oh, Yuma. And Alara, too. Yeesh, this is bad. Listen, the Peacekeepers just came by.
I know. We were watching from over there.
Huh? You were watching? You couldn't at least help me out. Hold on. Are you two the detectives they were talking about?
I'm sorry. It's a long story, but it was probably us.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me! Why? What's going on?
It's exactly as the Peacekeeper said. We are currently pursuing the Nailman case. We'd like to search around the church. I was about to ask you to take us there, but you seem rather busy.
Yeah, I'm real busy now, thanks to you two! You're gonna keep investigating? Not gonna help your chief out of a jam? Look, we've got 3 hours before I'm taken away. If that happens, the last detective agency in town is done for.
Would you rather hand us over to the Peacekeepers?
Who do you think you're talking to? I'm the chief. I'd rather turn myself in than ever sell anyone out. Though, I wouldn't want to do that either, if I'm being honest. Never mind, forget what I just said.
Man, he does not know when to stop.
What should we do, Halara?
There's only one person who'll be taken into custody. It's not the chief, not us. It's the Nailman. You will find the real culprit and turn the murderer over to the Peacekeepers as originally planned. With enough evidence, they will have no room to reject the truth.
But we only have 3 hours.
3 hours is more than enough. I will give my utmost effort as your assistant. With my logic, anything is possible.
I don't really get it, but it seems best to leave it to you two. You said you wanted to go to the church? Let me mark it on the map. It's for the best that I don't tag along. If we're seen together, things will get even more sticky. I'll be right here, waiting for good news. I'm counting on you.
Got it. We're off.
3 hours. You've got 3 hours to solve the case. Seriously, I'm counting on you. There's still so much I need to do.
Like, pick up my dry cleaning. And watch the last episode of Penguin. I've been meaning to get into that, actually. I haven't started yet.
Kamasaki district. Time is short.
Let's hurry!
Yep, I heard the chief.
So the Nailman urban legend originated at this church.
There aren't any ghosts here, are there? It's safe, right?
No ghosts, just zombies.
What's the matter, Halara?
I hate churches. I find them devoid of value.
Huh?
Oh, great. You're one of those people.
Because prayer is obviously inferior to payment. Just look at the tragedies the city has seen. There is no God to save you. The lost lamb should look to detectives for help instead, don't you think?
I don't know about that. Depends on the individual.
Forget it. For now, let's talk to the people around the church.
Will they even listen to us?
They can't say no if we say we're on assignment for the Peacekeepers.
Is it okay to lie like that?
Whether it's okay or not is secondary. Our priority is to solve the case. In order to achieve that, deception is at times required. Now, let us educate those who are here that their true savior isn't beyond the rain clouds.
What is it you wanted to speak about?
I've already spoken to the Peacekeepers a bunch of times. How many times do I gotta say it?
Hasn't the culprit already been arrested?
Well, I don't mind. I have time to talk.
How long are you going to stand around like some tombstone? Our time is short. Why do you think we've gathered them here?
Oh, yeah. We have to question them, right?
It's your move. Play your card.
Do I really have to do this? I guess Halara seems intent on being the assistant.
In my opinion, it'd go much faster if Helara did this, Master.
But I
Quiet,
have to
you.
do it. No point in wasting time thinking about it.
Time for an investigation.
Our time is short. Why do you think we've...
Okay.
We'll speak to them all eventually anyway. Just talk to them one by one.
Are you the priest of this church?
That's right. My family has served this church for many generations. Though I only became a man of the cloth in recent years, the blood of martyrs spanning centuries dwells within me. Thus, my existence is but a piece of the eternal prayers offered. That is my mission, as the divine has guided me to do.
I don't get why, but he sure seems proud to be a priest.
Do you know about the Nailman?
Of course. I have no idea how that rumor spread around. Perhaps it was even started by a wish made by those seeking salvation, which created the fantasy of Nailman.
Salvation? The people of this city must be crazy if they look to the Nailman for salvation.
Hey, that actually sounds kind of cool. I know how they feel. I want to tie you up and go to a world where it's just you and me, Master.
And we'll do that later when they're in the labyrinth.
Already like that.
Yeah, exactly.
And you are...
I do the odd jobs like cleaning around the church. I also care for the forest.
Do you know anything about the Nailman?
I often patrol the woods, but I'm usually asleep at night. When morning comes around, there are dolls nailed to the trees. It's tough to clean all of them up. I've never seen the Nail Man himself, but I've seen people enter the forest plenty of times.
Have you ever talked to them?
I have, but they typically run away. Some get surprised and leave their nails and doll behind.
Now, how would he know what the Nailman looks
Chase
like?
after them to give them back their dolls, but I'm never fast enough. They always get away.
That makes sense with a body like that.
I understand. Thank you very much.
Like, does the nail man have some sort of look to him as the legend grew? I know that when that guy was first telling us about the nail man, there was that image of him, but I thought that was just kind of like the storyteller's imagination or whatever.
You are...
What are you, blind? I'm a nun, obviously. You got some nerve calling me here out of nowhere. Do you know how busy I am with choir practice? I'll kill your ass in the name of God.
She's feisty.
Sorry.
She's got ears too.
She's the type my master has trouble with. I'll have you know, my dad is a higher up at Amaterasu Corporation. I don't care if you're on a mission from the Peacekeepers. If you piss me off, Papa will make you regret it.
Right. I'd just like to ask some questions. I'll keep it quick. Do you know anything about this nail man?
You mean the guy nailing up dolls? Well, I have seen someone going into the forest late at night. Whenever I've gone into the forest afterward, I usually find dolls nailed to the trees. The dolls have names written in what looks like blood. It's creepy as hell, really. In other words, it's totally metal!
I see. By the way, what happened to your right hand? Did you get hurt?
Hey, don't stare! It's nothing. I went a little overboard while practicing an instrument.
Instrument?
I'm working on this new thing I call death metal choir. I was messing around on the bass and, well, you know.
Is that your dominant hand?
What kind of question is that? You wanna die or something?
I think there's metal bands that beat you to the punch. No pun intended.
It is her dominant hand. I'm sure of it.
I see.
Alright, Miss Pouty. I'll leave you alone.
Excuse me, but you are...
Do you even have to ask? You know who I am.
Huh? No, I think today is the first time we've met.
What? You're investigating the nail man and you don't know who I am?
What's that supposed to mean?
This must be the clergy member on the report who was the first to find the body.
Yeah, that's right. I was the first on the scene.
Don't sound too excited.
It was on the report. I'm impressed Halara was able to realize it so quickly.
I've been attending every day since I was first baptized here as a child. That's how pious I am. But I don't work here, so it's not like I'm a clergy member. I just love mystical places like this. There's an otherworldly feeling to it, you know? I love researching this type of stuff, which is why I've been keeping an eye on Nailman activity for a while now.
So, you know a lot about the Nailman.
That's an understatement. In fact, you could say I'm an expert in Nailman research.
In that case, what do you think about the Clock Tower murder? Though it seems the suspect has already been arrested.
I think he was framed.
You do? Then who do you think the real killer is?
The real Nailman, obviously. The Peacekeepers are making a big mistake. Listen, the Nailman exists. The Nailman is summoned through ritual and commits murder based on a sacrificial doll.
That's impossible.
Yeah, I get it. You probably want proof. In that case, look for a doll in the forest. You'll find a nailed doll with a name tag for the Dark Ceremony. Whoever's name is on it is the Nailman's next target. Just follow someone in town with the same name. If you're lucky, you might have a run-in with the Nailman. Unfortunately, I wasn't so lucky. I've missed him by just a hair 4 times already.
I see. So you can guess the next victim based on each doll's name tag.
I was so close at the clock tower, too. I found someone whose name matched a name tag and figured out she was heading to the clock tower. I called the peacekeepers and entered the clock tower, but I was too late. Damn it! If only I'd acted sooner. I was so close to meeting the Nail Man.
Yeah, he's definitely a fanboy.
Mailman and doesn't care about preventing the murders. So he's an occult enthusiast? Seems like a huge weirdo.
I've talked to everyone. Halara, is there anything you'd like to ask them?
Only end your turn once you've secured a shot at victory.
Does that mean I should gather more information? What else should I ask about?
I guess ask about past Nailman murders.
There have been several Nailman cases in the past, right? Does anyone know anything about past cases?
You know a lot about these things, right?
Yeah, you can ask me anything about the Nail Man, including all past cases, obviously. I was the first to find the body every time.
Huh? Every time?
There's no reason to look surprised. I already told you how I did it. I find dolls with name tags in the forest. Then, I look for whoever's supposed to be the next victim. But every time I find a victim, they're already dead.
Being the first on scene each time sounds super suspicious.
Yeah, no kidding.
You think I'm suspicious, don't you? I suppose you would. The first person on the scene can always lie and say they discovered the body in a locked room. But the thing is, I've never been alone when I've discovered a body. All of the crime scenes had no way in or out, so I'd open them with someone nearby, or by asking the peacekeepers.
So the body's discovery was never done alone. If that's true, then all the rooms really were locked.
Master, why don't you ask for more details about past cases for now?
Can you tell me more about each case?
There have been 3 Nailman cases in the past 6 months, excluding the one at the clock tower. The first happened 6 months ago at a secret club in Kamasaki District. It's essentially a members-only casino. The victim owned the place. At the time, the Nailman was just a name you'd sometimes hear about in urban legends. But I had a personal interest in the Nailman, so I started researching him. And then it happened. I came across another murder while investigating a name tag I found in the forest. I knew then that it had to be the Nailman.
And that crime scene was also within a locked room?
Yeah, all of the Nailman crime scenes have common characteristics. There's always a corpse and doll coated in nails, and also the murderer leaves no trace behind. Isn't that bizarre? See why I'm so interested in the Nailman?
I totally get it.
Don't empathize with him.
The secret club was the first locked room mystery. As for the second, it was at a mansion in the residential area near Ginma District. About 3 months ago, the owner of the mansion was murdered in the building's study. The crime scene again took place in a locked room with a corpse and doll covered in nails inside. Considering all this, there's no doubt it was committed by the Nailman. By then, I knew the legendary Nailman had descended upon Kanai Ward. The third locked room mystery occurred a month ago. A woman was killed in an art gallery storage in Ginma District. It also featured a body and a doll covered in nails in a completely locked room. And today, the fourth locked room mystery happened at the clock tower. That's every single Nailman case. At least, for now.
Sorry. I got distracted. I didn't see the last details of that first one. Or that third one. Okay, looks like it's pretty much the same scenario, just different location every time.
I'm sure the Nailman will continue on. He will enact revenge for the people of Kanai Ward.
Uh-huh.
Past Nailman murders. Ask about the dolls.
That reminds me, is there any information about the dolls used in the Nailman ceremonies? I know a few have been found at the crime scenes, too.
You find that stuff in any doll shop.
Doll shop?
Huh? You haven't seen one? What are you, foreigner or something? Around here, all the craft shops have been selling fancy dolls for a long time. They were mostly souvenirs for tourists, but that industry is long gone now. Some places still sell them at steep discounts just to get rid of their stock. If you know where to look, you'll see mountains of illegally discarded dolls all over the place.
I see. So they aren't much of a clue given how easy they are to obtain.
Hey, if anything strange has happened.
Has anyone noticed strange things happening near the church lately?
Wow, what a vague question.
Now that you mention it,
What is it? Please, any small detail will help.
something strange was burning in the incinerator earlier.
What do you mean by strange?
Like, I thought it was a rope, but all I can say is it looked strange.
Can you try drawing what it looked like? It does look like some sort of bizarre rope.
Or one half of a ladder.
Like a centipede with legs missing from one side. Looks delicious.
I was worried that it wasn't supposed to be burned, so I tried to take it out. But I was too late. It was completely incinerated. I asked around to see if anyone knew about it, but everyone claimed they hadn't thrown away anything like it. The incinerator is surrounded by a locked fence. Only clergy can access it.
So, no one here recognized it?
I don't even work here in the first place.
Only clergy can access the incinerator, but no one claims to have thrown it away.
I don't know if this has anything to do with the case, but something's fishy.
Burnt rope remains. Ask about the suspect.
A watchmaker was arrested earlier. He's suspected of being involved in the Nailman incident. Does anyone know anything about him?
A watchmaker? You mean G.A. Colin? I've asked him to fix the church clock several times. To think that he's the Nailman.
Well, it hasn't been proven that he's the culprit yet.
Oh, I see. But if it were him, no one would blame him.
What do you mean?
This city has completely changed. Everyone is seeking salvation in some way. The Nailman was born out of our situation.
You mean the Nailman is what the people actually wanted?
Many would certainly deny it, but the nailed dolls continue to appear in our forest. If the Nailman acts as their agent, then they are also the Nailman. In a way. That's how I see it. What do you think?
That's true. The Nailman could be seen as a savior to some people. After After all, he kills the people you want dead for you. I mean, the victim had it coming for doing something worth getting killed over, right?
You could just write anybody's name on a doll.
I think I've asked about everything I wanted to find out.
Looks like time is almost up. Let's get going.
Was that okay?
Yes, it will suffice. Thank you for your cooperation.
Yeah, Laura, you were a big help. How much am I paying you again?
You should study their faces well. They may end up being accused of the murders. Huh?
I think it's Shinigami.
Face, so you can spot them even if they flee through a crowd.
Wait! Do you mean the actual culprit is one of them?
Perhaps. There's not enough information yet to act on. We have no time to waste. Let's investigate the other crime scenes. Best not to scramble what little gray matter rests in your head. So let's examine the crime scenes chronologically.
Okay. Well, the first murder occurred at...
It was the club, I believe.
It's the secret club in the Kamasaki district, right?
Correct. Let's hurry. I won't allow time to be wasted.
Okay. Is there anything around here?
I'm sure.
This fox must be the church's symbol.
Come on.
An otherwise fine atmosphere spoiled by a lame-ass fox. A gargoyle would really tie the place together. Well, the gargoyles might be up on the battlements, but it doesn't look like it. Anything back here? No. What's up this window? Creepy!
Oh!
Maybe it's to reinforce an always watching type of ideology. Ew, 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 this thing's gonna haunt my dreams. Let's get out of here. Do ghosts dream?
I'm sure.
Come on.
Lay off the foxes. An emerald shard. I have to remember to search every area we go to for dim shards. What was that? Oh, light. The lights illuminate the road to the church. There's an ephemerality to it, like it could fade at any moment. This place would be perfect for a spooky dare. Yeah, it's like pull the tail on the annoying ghost.
Halara? I've been thinking. The first incident was 6 months ago, right? If we go to the crime scene now, there's nothing left to investigate.
You think it will be a waste of time? There's no need to worry about that.
So, you have a plan then?
What? You're working with Halara Nightmare. What more could you possibly ask for? Now, let's be swift.
There's nothing worse than an egotistical atheist.
I don't really get it, but talk about confidence. Where's the secret club?
Where is the secret club? Oh, it's this way.
I smell a mystery. I'm all hyped up.
Ah, yes, I remember this place.
This appears to be the crime scene, but it's sealed off. They've left it like this for 6 months?
No doubt they've shirked their obligation to clean up. I suspect the Peacekeepers are lazy to a fault.
You think the owners would have tried to reopen? Whoa, so cool. I want to be able to chop tape with my hand.
It's open. Let's go inside.
There's still electricity going into this place. Time to hit the slots. Hey, one's busted. Bet it has something to do with the murder.
The Peacekeepers may be sloppy, but even they wouldn't leave the crime scene completely untouched. The body was probably found around here. The victim's name is Suguma Iho, an old man who owned this place. His reputation left much to be desired.
Oh, well, that's what happened to the owner.
This place was an illegal casino operating at obscene rates. Even the cheating was rampant.
You sure know a lot about it. When did you...
I told you, I gathered my own intel while waiting at the cafe. The real interesting note is that this crime scene also had no way in or out. At the time of discovery, the door was locked from the inside.
There aren't any windows either, which is expected given that it's underground. There are air vents, but they have secure covers barring entry. Besides, no one's able to reach that high up.
No windows. The only way in and out is the door that was locked from the inside. It's a locked room mystery! Locked room mystery!
But there's not much more to investigate. We don't know what state the body was in at the time of discovery.
I told you not to worry. The conditions have all been met.
Conditions?
Don't tell me you've forgotten I'm a master detective.
Oh, your forte!
My forte is post-cognition, the power to see the past.
What?
However, it can only be used at murder scenes.
That's still friggin' useful.
I can only see how the crime scene appeared at the time it was first discovered.
Okay, that's less useful.
Another way to describe it would be as crime scene limited psychometry, if that's easier to understand.
Yeah, it's not, but I get it.
It's amazing! It's like the perfect forte for a detective!
Besides being able to see the murderer.
The moment the first witness saw the crime scene. Not the culprit, not the victim, but how it appeared when a third party first entered. The memory or perception of the witness does not affect my postcognition. What I see is what actually was there. When it comes to my power, the witness is not a camera or a recording device, but rather a trigger. Perhaps the best way to think of it is like a bookmark stuck between the pages of when the body was found. Well, there's no point in wasting more time explaining. Let's have a look.
That power sure is convenient. Explains all the confidence. It's similar to the Mystery Labyrinth, where I recreate the crime scene in your mind. But now it's done in the real world. Although, it is limited to both the crime scene and the moment of first discovery.
But still, it's amazing.
On the other hand, my master's got nothing. Why is life so unfair? Now I'm angry.
Hey, you didn't have to make the pact with him.
Master, can I nibble on your heart to help cheer me up?
No.
Of course not.
Halara's forte is post-cognition. Alright.
What?
I'm investigating. Don't interfere. Look around the scene in the real world until I'm done using my post-cognition. Has Yuma sensed her using her house cognition? Cognition? Like he did with the other two?
What it's like. All I can do is wait for the report.
Well, do I have some good news for you?
What is it this time?
Master, try to remember. Did you feel anything back on the Amaterasu Express? You know, when the other master detectives used their powers?
My spidey senses were tingling.
I felt it when Aphex used his powers. Somehow, it feels like I can hear what Poochie hears. Right. I can sense whenever a master detective uses their power.
Yes, that's it! Maybe your coalescence will work now.
Coalescence?
Simply put, it's the ability to share someone else's power. On the train, you only felt the resonance of other people's fortes, but its true function is to share their powers.
Wait, then that means I can also see the scene in the past with Halara? That's amazing! Is this your ability, Shinigami?
Something like that. But there are conditions for it to activate. You must kiss someone to share their ability.
What? You're making that up.
Kiss Halara?
Ha! I lied. Look at you blush. Did you really want to? You still don't know if Halara is a boy or a girl.
Shut up.
Oh, quit messing around and tell me how it works.
You need permission from the person sharing the ability first. Then, you must hold hands while the ability is active. That's it.
Okay, I can do that.
That also sounds like a really powerful forte, if that's what it is.
Halara.
Are you dude or a chick?
Halara?
I need you to be quiet. I'm concentrating.
Sorry, but there's something I want to ask.
Can I hold your hand?
Coalescence. Hold hands. You and me.
Yes, that way I'll be able to see the past too. I think.
My sources made no mention of such an ability. In fact, you're just a trainee.
Yeah, but I just remembered I had it. Anyway, we don't have much time. Let's try it.
I have no intention of getting friendly with you.
Oh, it's not like that.
I despise you.
Wow, okay.
Just the thought of holding your hand makes my skin crawl.
I didn't know you hated me so much.
Let me be clear. I don't just hate you in particular. I
Oh,
despise
woof.
all of humanity equally. I don't trust anyone, except the dead.
I had a feeling. Halara must be a demon straight from hell.
Then why did you choose to help me with the investigation?
As I told you in the beginning, I always work sincerely for the payment I receive. As long as you promise payment, I will promise my utmost efforts as a professional.
Then please, hold my hand. It's necessary for the investigation. You can add this to my bill if you want. You'll agree then, right?
Fine. If it's what I must do as a detective, then I have no choice but to agree.
There you go. That wasn't so hard. What's happening, man? It's like I'm being sent back in time.
I can see it. Everything looks different than a moment ago. Incredible. So this is post-cognition.
Let's see.
Can you really see it?
Tables are skewed, dolls on the table.
Is real. I didn't expect you to already have your own forte. Well, this does save me the trouble of reporting it back to you, but it's quite inconvenient to keep our hands joined. Very well. Go ahead and lead the investigation.
Me?
Alright, after I lick your hand.
See what I see. That would be for the best. I'm only acting as your assistant, after all. This is quite the bizarre crime scene.
Anything to get out of work.
Usual crime scenes are expected when you work for the WDO. Now, let's see what you're capable of.
I wonder if Shinigami can see what she's seeing. I guess they are linked, so maybe. Okay, let's check the counter out. Oh, looks like I can move the camera around. Okay. There's a glass on the counter. It has a thin layer of dust, so it could have been there since the incident. A key was in the glass at the time the body was discovered. If you want to investigate, we should use post-cognition. Right, got it. Slot machines. There's a slot machine here. It's been untouched for a while, so it's covered in dust. As far as I can tell, there are no traces that could be related to the crime. If you're curious about the scene at the time of the discovery of the corpse, use post-cognition. Right, I'll give it a try. Is she just going to say that for everything I look at? Okay, what about the entrance? Oh, there's a button I can press to activate it. Okay. When the body was discovered, this door was locked from the inside. There's no other way into or out of the room. In other words, it's a locked room mystery. Locked room mystery! Things are heating up. Let's see, press R2. Hold her hand. Okay. Entrance looks the same, although it's probably locked.
It's broken. Maybe someone broke it and forced their way in, like at the clock tower. But from the looks of it, there's no sign of the lock or door being tampered with.
Interesting. The chair is knocked over. Could this be evidence of a struggle between the victim and the culprit? I don't know about that. The culprit could have knocked it over on purpose to throw off the investigation. There's not much we can get from it other than the fact it's knocked over. Let's check elsewhere. Right. Is that everything around here they can see with post-cog? What about pre-cog? Chairs are lined up neatly. Did someone rearrange the chairs after the incident?
Well,
either the peacekeepers did so, or the staff here did. Either way, it's not something to worry about. True, I'll check someplace else. Alright, well, got detective points out of it, so... Okay, now... let's do this post-cognition.
Oh, there's a key in the glass. Is it the key to the room?
seems like it. By the way, being an illegal casino, the security was extremely tight. There's only one master key. It's also a special key that can't be duplicated.
If it was thrown in from outside the vent, It wouldn't be inside the glass.
So this is definitely another locked room mystery! Hooray! I'm so glad I met you!
Secret club door key. How did it get in the glass?
Yeah.
The slot machine is spotless. Looks like it was well taken care of. There's nothing here of interest.
Yeah.
Seems that way. Let's check someplace else. Right.
You just gotta hit this thing and it'll be good as new!
What, hit the... Hey, there's no time for that. Yeah. You got nothing to bet. We gotta save money to pay Alara. Alright, looks like it's just the roulette table.
That's...
There's a roulette table. It probably hasn't been used since the incident, as it's covered in dust. There don't appear to be any clues on top of the roulette table. There's nothing underneath either. We should check someplace else. Right, let's do that. How about we check it in the past? Was this moved during the incident? As far as I can tell, it doesn't seem related to the case.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's check another place.
That's...
Come on, lucky doll! There's a doll nailed to the roulette table, too. There's also a doll nailed here, right in the middle of the roulette wheel. The doll itself seems to be the same as the others. There doesn't seem to be anything noteworthy. That is in and of itself sufficient knowledge. Let's check someplace else. Okay, is that everything? I wish the cursor was faster. Okay, yeah, that's right, I gotta press R2 again. Okay, it's... looks like most of the spot, except for the scene of the crime. Vent.
That's...
There's a vent here. The four corners of the cover are screwed down, so I don't think it will open. I doubt the cover can be opened when it's like this.
But
It's too early to conclude there's no useful information. Compare with it with what was seen in post-cognition. Right, I'll give it a try. Now hold my hand.
a body. I see a body. The murder scene through Halara's eyes is completely silent. There are dolls nailed to the walls and floor, and a corpse pinned down with nails in a similar fashion. And this all feels like a dream. It doesn't seem real. There are abnormal decorations all around the crime scene. And it's so quiet.
Well, it would be, since he's dead.
It's a man's corpse. He's probably around 60 years old. His body is pinned against the wall with countless nails. There isn't much bleeding, so the nails must have been hammered in after he died.
You're starting to get the hang of this. Not too shabby.
Oh, there are marks on him. Signs that he was strangled. The vertical scratch marks were probably made when he resisted.
the most basic of basic observations. Well, at least you noticed.
It's thanks to everything I taught you at the clock tower. Such an awesome mentor.
This situation is identical to the murder at the clock tower.
The culprit first strangled the victim to death, and then decorated the room afterward.
But why?
Victim's cause of death. Strangulation, vertical scratch marks, I mean.
I knew it.
Sure enough, the secret club has dolls nailed to the wall too. That must be the nail man's calling card. They're nailed into the wall seemingly at random, facing all directions. I can't find a pattern. There's nothing that can be connected to the culprit. Let's try checking someplace else. Alright, looks like the last place is the vent.
Hey, this vent. The cover is in place, but it hasn't been screwed on. Which means it could be easily removed, right?
What are you doing? You can't touch what you see in post-cognition, even if you happen to be 3 meters tall.
Oh, I see. But I think this will be an important clue. The vent is about 40 by 30 centimeters. A thin adult can probably pass through.
The vent! It was not screwed down at the time of the murder. Okay, I think that's everywhere.
By the way, Yuma, did you notice the nail below the vent?
Below the vent?
Ah, they're bent.
Some of the nails are bent downward. Maybe they were hammered in a hurry.
Or perhaps there's another reason.
Another reason?
Nails beneath the vent. Maybe they're supporting somebody's weight. I think I've checked what I can here. Well, that's everything in the investigation. Unfortunately, this episode's getting a little long, so I'll have to cut it off here before ending it, talking to Halara, and I'm guessing we'll probably be going to the next 2 locations, which I believe were the mansion and then the art gallery after that. So look forward to that. What was that smoke billowing around the corner of the screen? Very strange. Is that you, Shinigami? I'm looking at you. Yeah. That's a look of guilt if I've ever seen one. Anyway, next episode I'll end the investigation here and then hopefully have time to get in for... What the? She's poo-hoo-hooing. You're poo-hoo-hooing me. I'm outroing, you're poo-hoo-hooing me. So, hopefully I get the next 2 crime scenes in the next episode. So, hope to see you then. Until then, y'all take care.